Have you ever carried a knowing you couldn't explain? Something God revealed to you that others walked past without noticing. At first, you thought it was a gift. Then you realized it felt heavy. Because discernment isn't just seeing more, it's carrying more. There's a side of spiritual awareness nobody prepares you for. Everyone prays for vision until God actually opens their eyes. First, the burden of seeing beneath the surface. When God sharpens your spiritual sight, He doesn't only show you favor and promise. He reveals what's hidden. Danger masked as peace, deception dressed as kindness, cracks under what looks stable. Suddenly, you're uneasy in places others feel safe. You sense tension in moments that seem calm. You hear warning where others hear small talk. It's not anxiety. It's not imagination. It's sensitivity to the unseen. Scripture tells us that spiritual things can only be understood spiritually. So when others don't recognize what you're responding to, it's not because you're wrong. It's because they can't perceive it. But here's the cost. Seeing clearly often means standing alone. Not because you're better, but because you're positioned differently. God often pulls His discerning ones out early, not to punish them, but to prevent them from being swallowed by environments they can already see through. Second, the confusion others place on you. When God gives you insight, people won't always agree with your reactions. Some will dismiss you. Some will question your motives. Some will say you're doing too much. You'll recognize patterns before they're obvious. You'll sense shifts before they happen. You'll notice truth in people long before they show it. And because they don't see what you see, they'll minimize what you feel. But spiritual awareness is often mistaken for exaggeration by those who only trust their natural eyes. Jesus said some eyes are blessed because they truly see. That blessing, however, comes with misunderstanding. Those who walk ahead are often misunderstood by those still walking behind. Third, the resistance that follows revelation. Discernment doesn't just inform you, it exposes darkness. And exposure makes you a target. When you recognize manipulation, hidden motives, or spiritual shifts early, the enemy notices you quickly. Not because you're fragile, but because you're effective. This is why spiritually alert people often face pressure that doesn't match their circumstances. Unexplained heaviness, sudden discouragement, opposition that seems disproportionate. It isn't random. It's resistance. Awareness threatens deception. And anything that threatens darkness invites pushback. That's why Scripture tells us to stay watchful. Those who see clearly must also stay guarded. Fourth, the responsibility tied to insight. When God reveals something, He isn't just informing you, He's trusting you. Discernment isn't for entertainment, it's for obedience. Many want insight without accountability, clarity without discipline, knowledge without action. But once God shows you something, you're responsible for how you respond, how you pray, what you allow, when you move or don't. Ignoring divine warning doesn't remove danger, it removes protection. What God reveals is often what He's shielding you from. Knowing and doing are inseparable in the Spirit. Revelation demands response. Finally, the separation that safeguards you. One of the greatest traps is thinking something is wrong with you, when in reality, God is rearranging your environment. As your discernment grows, certain places stop fitting. Certain conversations start draining you. Certain connections quietly fall away. It feels like loss, but it's alignment. God distances you from what could dull your vision. He removes voices that could confuse you. He narrows your circle to protect your clarity. Even Jesus withdrew to lonely places, not because He was weak, but because separation prepares power. If you're feeling out of place lately, it may be because you've outgrown what once felt normal. What used to feel comfortable now feels unsafe for your spirit. That's not rejection, that's refinement. So let me ask you this. If God is allowing you to see what others don't, what is He trying to keep you from right now? Because once God opens your eyes, you can't return to blindness, and you're no longer meant to move like everyone else. If this resonated with you, comment C. It's a sign you're being sharpened in this season. And stay close, because what God reveals next may change everything.